Good afternoon everyone. Today we will be discussing about disaster risk reduction and management awareness. At the end of the lesson, the student will be able to identify general principles and activities associated with earthquake preparedness, appreciate its importance, and recognize the link to the other three phases of disaster management. Here, before we start, what is an earthquake? An earthquake is defined as a sudden or rapid shaking of the ground caused by breaking and shifting of rock beneath the Earth's surface. Earthquakes occur along fault lines. Earthquakes have three different shifting patterns, and earthquakes may occur at any time with little or no advance warning. An earthquake's magnitude or energy release is measured on the moment magnitude or the so-called MW scale. So, what can you do before an earthquake? The first one you can do is identify potential hazards in home, school, and workplaces. Reduce hazards where is possible. Number three is develop a disaster supply kit. And number four is structural and non-structural hazard mitigation. And the last one is individual preparedness, which has two classifications or three classifications I should say. And the first one is gather disaster supplies such as first aid kit, water, food, and etc. Number two is develop an emergency plan. And number three, identify a safe room. As you can see in the picture, that the things that you should prepare before an earthquake or an after an earthquake is things like flashlight, water, canned goods, and supply kits, candle as possible, because as we all know that when an earthquake hits a certain place, there will be a power interruption or the loss of supply of electricity. So you should secure pitchers, you should secure hot water heater, wrench, near emergency gas shut off, secure heavy items, no safe spots in every room, sturdy tables and desks. So no safe spots in every room, meaning that when you are inside the classroom or even when you are inside your house, you should know where your sturdy tables are. Why? Because this will protect you from the falling debris inside the building or inside your house. The third one is no dangerous spots in every room. Windows, hanging objects, fireplace and appliances. So when an earthquake happens, you should be aware that you shouldn't be near window, because as we all know that window nowadays are consisting of glasses, so it's better to be safe. So as you can see here and the PowerPoint, these are the things we can do before an earthquake. So first one is know the hazards. Familiarize yourself with earthquake hazards in your area. And the second one is know the evacuation area. Check the nearest route going to identified evacuation area. But in case we are not safe in our home or in the place we are stuck in. So we should always know where the evacuation center is so that we can evacuate as soon as possible. And the third one is prepare your house or workplace. Number four is prepare an emergency supply kit, make it accessible at all times. So a simple reminder here that tells you should learn to use the first aid kit, the fire extinguishers, alarms, switching of water lines, gas tanks, and circuit breaker. So we should be reminded of all of these. So before an earthquake happens, we should learn to really switch off all these things and participate during drills is important too, so that we will know what to do and what are the things we should prepare when an earthquake suddenly happens. So here, what can you do during an earthquake? So the first one you should do during an earthquake is to stay there. Do not run outside. So if you are stuck or if you are inside the classroom or you are inside the house, do not ever attempt to go outside. It might be dangerous. So the second one is stay calm and remember the face, duck, cover, and hold. So after after this video, Mr. Mark J. Delon from BICES will do or execute the duck cover and hold technique. So, meaning when you duck, you should look for cover, like look for sturdy tables where you are stuck in. Number two is cover, under a sturdy desk or table. So as I've said a while back that you should look for sturdy tables and you go under it so that you will be safe from falling debris. And the last one is hold, onto the furniture leg until shaking stops. So face away windows, stay clear of tall objects that may topple over. And the last one is watch for falling debris. So as you can see in the picture that this is the duck cover and hold technique. So when you are in public areas, steer clear of panicking crowds and structural hazards. So when everyone is panicking, you should stay calm and never get too anxious about the things that is happening around you. You should stay composed. You should stay calm. uh, and you well it is important also that you stay away from structural hazards because um, there might be a chance that that structural that structural thing might corrode. So theater, crouch and seat, ballpark or stadium. So when you're stuck in a ballpark or in the stadium, as you can see in the stadium that there is an open field. So what you should do is go in the open field so that you are away from the structural hazards that might happen around you. So when you are also in shopping malls, you should always bear in mind that you should avoid glass displays. And the second is head to back of shop. So when you're also in outdoors, because this might also happen outdoors, earthquake can happen anywhere. So when you are outdoor, get into the open area. The second one is to stay clear of building and power lines. As I've said a while back that you should stay or you should go in an open area for you to be safer. And the third one is do not smoke or light matches or lighters. Why? 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 Why is it prohibited that you should not smoke when um, when casualties like this happen? So we are not really safe when we are when an earthquake happens. So we should always bear in mind that doing these things will put us into more danger. So if you are driving, stop it safe, but stay inside the car. Avoid stopping under the trees, light posts, power lines, or signs. You should always bear in mind that you should stay away from bridges, overpasses, and tunnels. So when you are also in mountain areas, falling rocks and other debris are the um, falling debris coming from the mountains might also happen. So the last one is on the beach or the ocean front. So it says here that you should move to higher ground or several hundred yards inland. There might be a tsunami hazard hours afterwards or several hours after the earthquake has happened, and also there is a tendency of multiple tsunamis. So as you can see here in the PowerPoint, that these are the things that we should do during an earthquake. So the first one is I've told a while back that you should drop, cover, and hold on. If you're outside, move to an open area. If near the shore, move quickly to higher grounds and move away from steep slopes and stop if inside a moving vehicle. Do not cross bridges, overpass, or flyovers. So here are the things listed here of what you should do after an earthquake. So the first one is check the safety of yourself and your family. This is our utmost responsibility to check if our family is safe, most especially yourself. So second one is expect aftershocks. Number 3 is if you smell gas, turn it off. Number 4 is extinguish small fires. Number 5 is clean up spills. Number 6 is inspect home for damage. So, inspect home for damage. So, you shouldn't enter your home after the earthquake because there might be a chance that uh, your house is not safe inside. So, the next one is help neighbors and tune to emergency alert system or the EAS and evacuate to safe place. Remain calm and be prepared for aftershocks. And check for engineers and administer first aid to the degree you are trained for. Check for obvious hazards and damage on your floor. And last one is do not turn off or on any lighting or electrical devices. It is better to be safe. So after so after the earthquake, so you should first one is remember you should evacuate. As soon as the shaking stops, take the fastest and safest way out. After expect aftershocks and be updated, monitor the situation from the radio. Okay. So here aftershock is being defined. So what is aftershock? So this is an earthquake that occurs after a previous quake. The second one is occurs in the same area as the main quake. Next is of less magnitude. And last one is be aware. An aftershock is an earthquake. So these are the possible accidents after earthquake or aftershock. So landslide, fire, building collapse, tsunami and sea waves, liquefaction due to shaking and water saturation, granular material temporarily loses its strength and transforms some soft soils to a liquid flash flood. So what we should always remember before, during, and after an earthquake, what we should always bear in mind that we should stay calm and be alert at all times. So I'll be passing the video to Mr. Mark J. De Leon to show you the different things we should need during an earthquake.
Hello?